Oh man, it makes me want to rip my own eyebrows off. Simon of the Bald A-hole here. Welcome to our brand new week. If you are watching this on day one, it could be 2048 by the time you're watching this. We just don't know what the future is going to hold for YouTube. I will be very happy if somebody in 2048 is watching one of my daft videos. Although I wouldn't be very happy with this one because it would mean that people are still talking about V-Shred. He has returned. Well, he never really goes away. But basically what happened was this. I was hanging out with myself over the weekend. That sounds dodgy and weird. Somebody sent me a message and they said, Simon, I sometimes look at V-Shred's channel for whatever reason, hopefully not to listen to him. And he has started doing testimonials of people that have actually used his products. All right, well, that's interesting because usually if you type in V-Shred testimonial or V-Shred review into YouTube, you get a bunch of people that aren't associated with V-Shred going, rubbish, it was a waste of money, I got a custom plan, it wasn't a custom plan, it was clearly made for somebody else, and so on and so forth. However, there is a bunch now, I say a bunch, 3 or 4, on his channel that have popped up over the last week or so, where he does sit down with a client, and this one, a fat loss extreme client, what a stupid name for a program anyway, but they're all called that, who apparently lost 70 pounds. So the person that reached out to me was a bit like, do you think this is real? Do you think it's not real? And I thought, well, we'll watch it together and we can come to our own conclusion. But I think you already know what that is.
I lost 70 pounds in 7 months. I went from 198 pounds to 120.
Now, for starters, I'm not even 100% sure that's the same person. Now, I could be totally wrong. And look, if this is a real story, or, you know, this person has actually genuinely gone from that weight from the left to the right, more power to you, right? In many ways, it doesn't matter how you do it, although you do want to make sure you're trying doing it healthily. She says she lost 70 pounds in 7 months. You want to make sure you're doing it healthily, right? And most people say you want to be losing optimally about 1 to 2 pounds a week in order to do that. So let's say you are losing 1 to 2 pounds a week. That would put you at, we'll go for the extreme one, right? That would put you at 8 pounds a month. And if you did it for 7 months, you'd be topping around about 56 pounds. So she has managed to get rid of an extra stone. Now, everyone is going to work differently. But again, the problem straight away is that you're now going to think, if I do fat loss extreme, I'm going to go to 198 pounds to 128 pounds. But you don't even know what else they've done. And believe you me, we can go through the whole 7-minute video. They never tell you.
So I am 23 years old. I am from Costa Mesa, California. And I'm a stay-at-home mom. You know, I have 2 young...
The piano in the background. This is like that X Factor BS or American Idol in America, where you get somebody that comes on the show, and straight away you get da-da-da, da-da, and they say, I knew I had to be on the show because my grandma told me I should come on. And all the hosts are like, oh my gosh, did your grandma pass away? And the person goes, nah, bruh. She just said I should go on because she thinks I got a good singing voice. But because you have dingly-dangly piano in the background, you're meant to feel sad for this person. It is called emotional blackmail or emotional triggering, whatever you want to do, and they are doing it straight away, and we're not even a minute in.
I was not happy. When I'd look in the mirror, I wasn't satisfied. You know, when I would walk around, I was winded.
Right, I have watched a lot of these videos. There's like 4 or 5 of them, like I say, and every single one is someone telling you they're not satisfied, okay? And of course, you're not going to be satisfied if you are overweight or if you are struggling with your fitness. Of course, that makes sense. You just said she was out of breath. I get it, right? I truly, truly get it. But you shouldn't be betting the bank on the fat loss extreme client version of V-Shred. They shouldn't be tying it into that. And if they do, they should also go, but hey, I needed to sort things out here. I needed to sort things out there. Because even when you do get in shape, that's not going to bring you eternal happiness. What even is eternal happiness? Nonsense. You can wake up and look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime. Think Arnold Schwarzenegger was happy every single day? I mean, he probably was. But no, he wasn't. Of course he wasn't, because he's a human being. And it's important that you pace that across the world. You can't just make out like, buy my program, and all of a sudden you're going to be joyful every single day.
I just was not happy whatsoever. And I'm like, I can't do this anymore. This has to stop. I have to change my life. You know, I want to be a healthier me. I want to feel beautiful. I want to feel confident. I didn't have any of those things. I was lost. It was a dark place.
All this stuff is really important. And you should I want to make it very, very clear. You should absolutely talk about this stuff with anybody, not V-Shred, but anybody that's around you. But it's the wording that they use. I was lost in a dark place. So if you're watching this, when you're in a lost in a dark place, they finish it off by going, kapow, give us $200 and we'll get rid of all that. And they won't. They'll sort your physical stuff out if your physical stuff is getting in shape. I don't mean stuff you need to go to a doctor about, but mentally you're probably still going to get there, and there's probably going to be some stuff you still need to figure out, and that's fine. Again, you're a human being, and being a human being, it means it's perfectly normal to not feel particularly spruce.
So when I came across V-Shred and I see that I can work out from home, I'm like, okay, that sold me there. And then plus learning about the body types and metabolic confusion and carb cycling, I'm like, whoa, like this is fascinating.
And straight away, they're using these words. They just said, you can work out from home, right? Or maybe you can't work out from home. Or maybe you actually do need to go to a gym. There's nothing wrong with home workouts. But you don't have the right equipment, you are going to hit a plateau quite quickly. Then there's stuff like metabolic confusion, carb cycling. You don't need to worry about that kind of stuff. It's fascinating, and you can read up about it. If someone's giving you a program, they shouldn't just, again, that's just there to make it sound like, oh, well, I've never heard of that before. It must be super duper intelligent. Therefore, they know what I'm talking about. Oh, I better give them all my money.
I did the fat loss extreme and I did 2 rounds of it. I've had amazing results working out 20 minutes a day. I mean,
20 minutes a day. It's always 20 minutes a day. We've got another video we're doing soon where they said you have to work out 30 minutes a week. This is the other thing that drives me absolutely nuts. You are only, it's like anything in life. The more effort you put in, the more you're going to get out of it. So if you just want to put in 20 minutes a day, I say more power to you. Bravo. But if you do not get the results you want, you have to then go, well, wait a minute. Maybe it's only because I'm working out 20 minutes a day. 20 minutes a day is better than 10 minutes a day, and it's better than no minutes a day. So I'm not going to sit here and crap all over it, A, because that'd be a weird thing to do literally, but also figuratively, it's just, well, you do what you want. There's no right or wrong with this thing. But if you do not get to where you want to be, there's probably a reason for it. And that's because you've got to put more time in. That's just the truth. Everybody's different. Is there going to be someone out there that can probably get away with 20 minutes a day? Yes. But to, again, act like it's the be-all and end-all, it's just manipulation. So you go, work out from home, 20 minutes a day, carb cycling, oh, I found the magic pill. Doesn't exist.
My favorite thing just about the workouts was, you know, being able to work out home, you are comfortable, you know, you don't have all these people around you watching you.
Oh, man. It makes me want to rip my own eyebrows off. So look, the gym, how many times have we talked about this? The gym is an intimidating place. I totally understand that. But if you're not going for that reason, this is not going to help, because it probably means you want to go to the gym, but instead you're just going to push it to one side and go, I'm just going to work out at home. And eventually you're probably going to need to go there. And if you've doubled down on this idea, you are never going to go, right? Like right now where I work out, I've got some dumbbells down there, but the gyms are open again, so I can go there, vlog coming soon. But there's even still the week's worth of gym sessions that I've had at the gym are far better because I'm ill-equipped at home. And we shouldn't make out like going to the gym is bad just because in some gyms, and not a lot of gyms, by the way, there's a couple of assholes, they think they own the thing. But 98% of the other people in there know that they're their assholes, and eventually somehow they get theirs. You are allowed to go to the gym. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what size you are, doesn't matter what experience level you are just as welcome there as someone that is 250 pounds and shredded. And if that guy or girl knows that and remembers that, there shouldn't be an issue. Also, most people like that are so obsessed with themselves. Look at the mirror, go, oh, look at my amazing biceps. That's me stereotyping, but you know what I mean? They don't care about you.
I mean, they did the workouts with me, and they know who you are.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, they know who you are. So they do the workouts with me. And
That is not a real, that's not a real thing. This is not a real thing. This is the most staged clip I've ever seen. Look at the PlayStation. Look at the play. Why isn't the PlayStation in the hole? And why would you put it on top when you've got a TV unit thing?
So once I got the personalized meal plan, I realized my calories, like what I actually should be eating. And it gave me clarity. I mean, you know, when you're eating all that food, you really don't have any idea what you're doing to yourself. You just know that it tastes good. But taste doesn't matter.
Oh, right. You're allowed to eat things that taste good. I hate that.
Everything you must eat must be boring and hell.
No, there are certain things you can eat good. Do you know what I did before I filmed this video? I had a chicken wrap. And it had cheese in it. It was light cheese, protein cheese, but it had ketchup. Again, it was no added salt and sugar ketchup. It was delicious though. I really enjoyed it. I had a smile on my face. I had some protein crisps. I mean, they're way expensive, but as a treat every now and then, they're great. 20 grams of protein, they taste like crisps. You don't have to buy into this idea that you can have nice things. You just have to eat healthy, nice things, and you have to need to work it out. This is essentially just trying to manipulate you again. I keep using that word, but it's true, into buying their stuff. And one day I'm going to buy one of these programs. I really, really am. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to go through it properly. Taste doesn't matter. It's how your body feels. Do you know what your body does after a week of crap food? It goes, give me the pizza, 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 give me the pizza. Because unless you have the willpower of an Argonaut, you just fold. You do. And this goes back to being a human being. Everybody folds, which is why it makes more sense to get a sustainable diet that you enjoy, that you can do for the rest of your life and never have to worry about it again.
I was feeling amazing. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is awesome. You know, I saw results fast, which is amazing.
Saw results fast. No fitness program should ever tell you that. It just shouldn't. It's just leading you down a wrong path. Let's say, I can't remember her name, we'll call her Maggie. Let's say Maggie did have fast results. What does that mean? What's fast? Define fast. Was it a day? Was it a week? Was it 2 months? Was it 6 months? If you got this kind of results in a year, I would say, wow, that's incredible. How did you do that in a year? But when people say fast, they think, oh, it's going to happen tomorrow. I'll buy this stupid app and I'll eat and do everything it says in 24 hours, and on the 25th hour, I'm going to look absolutely ripped. And it's not the case. Why do you think people keep this up? Fitness up for as long as they do? Because it takes forever. That should never be in a fitness program thing. Ever. They don't know how your body's going to respond. Nobody responds the same way.
It affected everything. I wake up and I'm happy to get the day going. I don't wake up and drag my feet around like, oh, another day,
A V-Shred program is not going to have you waking up every day, not dragging your feet around. Let's say you're in the best shape. I'm doing it again. We've talked about this. Let's say you're in the best shape ever, and then you have a bad day at work, or someone yells at you on the street and someone just goes, you're a loser. You don't then go, well, thank goodness I've got my V-Shred program. It just paints it as a one-stop fix for everything. And this is why it drives people nuts.
Second thing I loved the most was obviously the results.
The second thing. Tell me 3 things you love about V-Shred. The second one, the results. What does that mean? What do you mean, the results? What results? I know you lost 70 pounds, but I need a bit more specific. You can't just, imagine you had like a bullet point thing trying to sell a plan. Number 2, you'll love the results. But how am I going to get the results? What are the results? The results. But you don't even know what my plan is. I want to put on muscle. You're going to lose fat, but you told me results.
Not everything has results. You can do all these other programs and not everyone will get results out of it, but V-Shred will give you results.
Yes. And that's the same with V-Shred. That's the whole point when it comes to fitness plans. And the whole point why you want somebody to actually you can discuss with, because they'll do a plan for 6 to 8 to 12 weeks. Oh, it's not working. Let's change it up. They've literally just contradicted themselves. And then, of course, it ends with a massive advert. Buy our stuff, buy our stuff, buy our stuff. Also, very interestingly, as I just typed his name into Google the other day to look at some stuff, and I'm pretty sure he started the V-Shred company with the other 3 guys. I thought he was brought on, but, I mean, who even knows? There's so much information out there. I don't believe a single word of it. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I'm not saying that she didn't get the program and it didn't help her to a certain degree. Personally speaking, again, I have no knowledge of this. It's completely an opinion. It's completely just coming off the top of my head. If I found out, if I got some evidence that they had sat down beforehand and planned out exactly what they were going to say, I wouldn't be massively surprised. I don't think it's going to work. I think the next thing we need to do is we need to buy a program. I'm going to buy a V-Shed program. What the hell? I'll expense it. I'm self-employed, so I can do that kind of thing. It's for work purposes, and we'll actually see what it says. Maybe I'll get the Fat Loss Extreme client and I'll try it, and we'll go from there. But ultimately, it stands to reason. The reputation is out there for a reason. I would just ignore it. Ignore anything V-Shred does on his channel. He had a best biceps thing the other day, and he was telling you to swing weights around like an absolute madman. Don't do that either. Tried and slow and tested and steady is always the right way. Now, please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Hit the bell, ding, ding. Another video right there. Give it a click. Instagram and Twitter is at Simon316. Patreon.com/Simon316 if you want to support that way. Simon.BigCartel.com for merchandise. Otherwise, you take care, and I'll see you on the next one.